Welcome to NFL Week 4, 5 picks in 5 minutes. I'm your host, Marino, admittedly the rookie in this situation, joined by the vet, Chris Raybon. And look, my picks did not quite work out last week, but I am learning, Raybon. For instance, maybe don't bet midweek on an injured quarterback. You, on the other hand, perfect. 3-0 last week. So I'm hoping some of your good vibes are going to rub off on me. What do you think?
I just think you jinxed yourself in that week 1 show mentioning Ian Book, and you got to exercise that demon somehow. I don't know, because I don't even know where Ian Book is right now, but you need to find him and just make amends, I think.
Okay, fine. I'm taking notes. I'm taking it all in. And before we get started, just a reminder, you can track all your picks on the award-winning Action Network app, the NFL season. Also, a great time to sign up for an Action Pro subscription where you can get exclusive player prop picks, for example, from Sean Kerner, expert articles, and a whole lot more with Action Pro. All right, Raybon, here we go. Why don't you kick us off with your first pick?
All right, so we're going to the perfect Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're fading them with the Indianapolis Colts plus 1.5. Pittsburgh is just 10-23, 30% against the spread as a road favorite, going up against a team with a losing record under Tomlin. And Indianapolis is the second unluckiest team in our luck rankings. And we saw the luck rankings really kill last week as well, highlighting Denver as a top play, and no one really had them either. So rolling with the Indianapolis Colts to start us off.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, the Steelers have been more of a lucky team. So it's kind of a good spot, lucky versus unlucky. If you're not familiar with our luck rankings, you got to go check them out on the Action app. All right, it's time for my first pick. I'm taking Chiefs minus 3.5 in the second half against the Chargers. So I think it's pretty understandable. The full game spread, 7 points, made me a bit nervous with the Chiefs, even though the Chargers are dealing with a lot of injuries. But the Chargers couldn't score in the second half last week. And I think we could see something similar this week because Patrick Mahomes tends to adjust when it matters. I always like to quote our Action Network Director of Research, Evan Abrams. Mahomes has been bad against the spread in the first half, but he's 11-2 against the second half spread with 8 straight covers. The Chargers are banged up. Give me the Chiefs in the second half.
So this is just you betting on the refs. The refs are 11-2. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, a lot of people probably agree with that one. But it's this Charger team, I don't really know what to expect. It's still midweek again, so who knows? But you got the refs on your side, so that's working for you.
That's something. What's next?
Let's go to another 3-0 team, but this time we're gonna back them. So we're going with the Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5 at the Green Bay Packers, and I just don't agree with this line because it essentially means that these teams are equal or the Packers are even a little better on a neutral field, which I think we've seen everything we want from the Vikings on both sides of the ball. Offensively, Sam Darnold's playing great. Defensively, they flummoxed Brock Purdy and CJ Stroud in back-to-back weeks. So I think this team is for real. Road dogs under a field goal in weeks 3 through 6 over the last 20 years. 94, 62, and 60% against the spread. So give me Minnesota here.
Not sure where you came up with the term flummoxed, but I love it. I love that you're getting points here with a team that I think has proven so far that they are better. Okay, my turn. One more pick for this week. I must be insane. I'm going with the Eagles. I think you can get minus 1.5 out there, I'm seeing, or -2 at the Bucs. It's time for revenge, okay? We all remember the Eagles were embarrassed. They were blown out by the Bucs last postseason. And again, per our friend Evan Abrams, under Nick Sirianni, the Eagles are 13-4 ATS over the last 3 seasons when facing a team that beat them in their prior matchup. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they are not the best on the road, disclaimer, but it's not like they're flying cross country. Plus, they have a bye coming up next week, and teams in that spot apparently tend to play well, wanting to go out on a high note. So although the Eagles burned me a couple weeks back, they really should have covered. So I am giving them a second chance.
Yeah, this is another. You hope you don't get burned by injuries here. I know the Eagles are pretty banged up. And the Bucs are getting healthier, but we'll see what happens with Lane Johnson, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. Those are some big injuries. So hopefully you got those guys on your side. All right, I'll finish it off with the Chicago Bears -2.5 against the Rams. Now, this Ram team, a lot of people might be scared to bet against them. They came from behind from a big deficit to beat the 49ers last week. But really, teams like this, you want to fade them. It's kind of getting lucky to come back from a margin that big. Teams coming off a 14-plus point comeback in their previous game, just 49, 70, and 1 against the spread over the past 2 decades, 41%. And I think the Bears are getting better on offense, and the Rams are just still too banged up for me to really continue and keep this up. So give me Chicago -2.5 against the Rams.
I support this. You know, it's going to be hard for you, Raybon, to top last week, but I believe you can do it. I'm trying to stay optimistic over here, but that's going to do it for us this week. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and you won't miss an episode. Also, comment below with your favorite bets for this week. Everybody send me the good vibes. All right, we'll see you.